Hi, this is Robert from Mickey Updates, and we're standing here with Brian Morrow, creative. I always forget what your title is here.
Creative director is the easiest way to say it.
Creative director at SeaWorld, and we're talking about Antarctica, which is coming in May. You just announced it would be here at May
24th,
Friday.
May 24th. That's awesome. So some of the interesting things you talked about as far as Antarctica is not just that a lot of people think that it's just going to be an attraction, but it's going to be a whole area or you're going to get transported into that area. Talk a little bit more about that.
Well, if SeaWorld's Antarctica had a South Pole, we'd actually be standing right at it. We're actually right in the center of the brand new realm, which we call the glacial rift is our word. And you guys can use that because you'll never hear it from the marketing people. But we call it the glacial rift. There you go, creative insight. So the center of this glacial rift is the overall attraction center. From here, you can depart on a couple of different experiences throughout. The main one being directly behind me. This is the attraction entrance for Antarctica Empire of the Penguin, which includes a pre-ride ride, if we use the old terminology, ride experience, and then also a habitat experience. And this will be the chance for our guests to ride alongside Puck. They'll get to meet Puck and understand his unique attributes. Puck is our penguin character, and why he's unique, but they'll also get a chance to ride alongside of him and see Antarctica through his eyes, which, by the way, does not look anything like this. He sees the world in a very different way than me and you see the world. So you get to have that experience alongside of him, which is really amazing. And then you'll get a chance to actually walk with the penguins. So it's their world. We're going to be walking right alongside of it, in with them. But it's an amazing experience as well to kind of walk side by side with those amazing animals.
Now let's talk a little bit more about Puck. I remember you saying that he is a Gen 2 penguin, if I'm correct. And is there going to be any type of meet and greets or anything like that for Puck?
Yeah, so you're going to see Puck. He's already showing up. His walk-around meet and greet character is on tour right now Follow the Freeze tour, the Antarctica tour that's going through all the up northern source markets and heading down south here shortly. Guests will have the chance to do that here at SeaWorld's Antarctica. They can meet Puck, have photos with Puck. They will also have the chance to digitally interact with Puck as well, and they'll have some opportunities to also interact and meet him on the ride as well.
Now, one of the things I found interesting was that you're actually changing the penguin encounter to a glass-free system, where you'll basically be in the same room as the penguins. One of the questions I got when I posted about that was, what about the smell? That seemed to be the recurring theme. Now, I hate to put you on the spot. I don't know if you have anything to say about that, but what are you guys doing to work on the smell?
Don't be ashamed or alarmed. It's what we're talking about. So we're talking about smell. Okay. So we are aware of it. Day one, we knew it was something we wanted to solve. The old penguin exhibit that was here, that was 20-something years old, with a 20-something-year-old building system that was, doing the best that it could. This is 2013. This is probably 2016 technology that we're using inside of this exhibit itself to deal with those issues and also deal with temperature issues and all the other engineering requirements to replicate the lighting conditions, the temperature conditions for the penguins right down to the very day of the Antarctica calendar, which is replicated inside here.
Now, one of the other things I found interesting too, you were talking, as it being an area or a whole realm or what have you. One of the other things is you don't just have the attraction, you have like the food and things like that as well. And it's almost like you get to experience it not only from Puck's eyes, but also from scientists that would live in the area, which I think is really awesome. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so an interesting fact is that no one full-time lives really on Antarctica. It is a country that is not owned. It is not managed. It's managed by all the countries in the treaty, but it's not owned by anybody. So no one owns Antarctica. So scientists are allowed to go down there to do extended research on Antarctica, and we want to tell that story as well about the science they're doing down there, the research they're doing, and how that helps us in everyday life and the future of our planet itself. And so that's done through our culinary experience, actually, which is kind of built around the idea of all the scientists' pods. They live in pods in Antarctica, so we're building a pod here that you will walk into, and inside that pod is the International Mess Hall. From all the chefs from the different countries have got together to kind of put this big mess hall together, and so we're eating with the scientists, and we get a choice of the food selections we get to make.
Wow, that all sounds awesome. Just one last question. Is there any dates? I know we have the May 24th. Is there anything, a soft opening or anything like that? Any dates for that set or anything?
We're not talking about soft openings. Okay. Definitely May 24th. Be here for the opening. What happens before then? Business as usual.
Wait and see.
Business as usual.
Business as usual. All right, that sounds great. Well, thank you, Brian, for doing this interview with us. We can't wait for this attraction or area to